Hi, everyone. Harry here. Still on my way out of town, New York City, after a pretty eventful, very eventful day of trial. And I wanted to talk to you about the afternoon, in particular, the cross examination of Michael Cohen. Now, my judgment on this is going to be fairly harsh. But what's important to remember when I say that is it needs to be judged against the opportunity cost. So this was, from the start, you could have said 2 months ago, the most important moment in the trial for the defense is the cross-examination of Cohen. And the most important moment of that important moment is the sort of first 45 minutes. And those 45 minutes did not go well. I wouldn't say they went horribly exactly, but when you think of how much they needed them to go well and what a goal of cross-examination is, you have to say that very much of a lost opportunity. Todd Blanche, who's the main lawyer for Trump, lead lawyer of the three, handled the cross. Turns out he has very little experience at cross-examination. It's a special kind of art for sure. And so let's see. I mean, he came out of the box pretty aggressive, basically trying to say, Michael Cohen's has been very insulting to the lawyers, and he was shut down there. And then he went through a few things about Michael Cohen being very, very insulting toward Trump, especially on podcasts and the like. And so, sure enough, a couple points scored of like how nasty Cohen has been, or how sort of resentful and acrimonious he is. Cohen had a pretty good refrain there saying, that sounds like something I would say. So he didn't try to run away from it or anything like that. So a few points scored early, and then it just seemed for the next couple hours he kind of meandered. He tried to show that Cohen hates Trump. Okay, there you go. And tried to show that Cohen says nasty things about Trump. Again, true, but he didn't do it many of his questions weren't well framed, and they were interrupted by objections that were sustained. So once again, there's a rhythm problem with the defense and their cross-examination. He scored a couple points. There was one time where he got, and he was focused on this and really nailed Cohen to the, like pinning a butterfly to the wall. He had Cohen trying to quibble about the difference between saying something inaccurate and lying. And he bobbed and weaved for a while, but then gave it up, did Cohen. Wasn't his best moment. But for the most part, when confronted with nasty things he said on the podcast or whatever, he would just say, yep, sounds like me. Then they went through a whole thing where he was trying to show that Cohen hadn't been obedient. He had been told frequently by the DA to stop talking about things. And he said, yes, that's true. But he's not, the DA can't force him not to talk. And he said, I have a First Amendment right. So it really didn't come across as like some kind of, law-breaking, incorrigible guy. It was, he had opted for free they wanted to keep talking. At toward the end of the afternoon, there was a valiant effort that Blanche was trying to make to say, by valiant, I just mean elaborate, to try to suggest that Cohen's animosity toward Trump wasn't really based on anything Trump had done, but was just a self-serving attempt to reduce his sentence. But he was very kind of convoluted in the way he set it up. And Cohen pretty well could just swat it away. He wants to reduce his sentence, sure, but he also, wants Trump to be held accountable. And if it comes to it, by the way, there's a possibility for a rebuttal case. It's good to be thinking about this in terms of whatever points the defense scores with Cohen, because they could bring back, for instance, on rebuttal, David Pecker, who would say that Cohen was very upset when Trump stiffed him. It wasn't later on, after he got sentenced, that he first became resentful toward Trump. And just in general, the not good rhythm, not so crisp. Didn't really get, maybe there. Look, it could be a lot better tomorrow. I think we can expect or Thursday, I should say, the entire day to be taken up with Cross. But he really, really needed to come out of the gate with 2 or 3 very solid lines, and he just didn't. One semi-solid that Cohen could just demur to. Yep, sounds like something I would say. And then other stuff where he just didn't really land clean blows. And again, when you consider that this is where their case has to be fall or rise, or that's not even the right way to say it, because this is the centerpiece, has to be, of their entire case, and they've known it for a very long time. And when you put it up against that and the relatively successful direct examination, as I detailed in another YouTube, it's really a pretty bad performance out of the gate in the most important moment for the defense in the whole trial. Could go a lot better Thursday, but just that first few hours of the cross-examination of the star witness, they just didn't do it cleanly. And you could see it, by the way, in the jury, which, as I mentioned in the other YouTube, had been quite focused. Here, they were listening, but they were somewhat tuned out as well. So a bad day for Trump lawyers in their cross-examination, which we'll pick up again on Thursday, perhaps go the whole day then. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.